Blog Talk Radio.
Erev Tov, good evening. Erev Tov, Habarim. Shabbat Shalom, here for the TJIF. Here, the Sabbath Eve. They call it Friday evening among the Gentiles. Evening and morning, principle of one day. So here, actually the beginning of the Shabbat here at the Eve right here, what we know as TJIF.
Thank Jah Rastafari.
Rastafari. Rastafari.
Rastafari. Yay.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. A song for days already inside your home. Sunday Salam. Shabbat Shalom. Sunday Salam. Shabbat Shalom. A song for days already inside your home. Sunday Salam. Shabbat Shalom.
Zakor et Yom HaShabbat Likadisho. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, to keep it set apart. Zakor et Yom HaShabbat Likadisho. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it set apart, to keep it holy. Zakor et Yom HaShabbat Likadisho.
Yes. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. So here, even before we ride up more here for this sabbatical study, for this Shabbat strong, Chabarim. Here's the mind ones and ones. We got a double portion. Here we're concluding the reading here in the fourth book of Moshe, Hebrew book that's known as the Sefer Bamidbar. Sefer Bamidbar, the book, the cipher in the wilderness, also known as the book of Numbers. So a chazak, be strong. We need to chazek, make I and I be strengthened, make I and I be encouraged. Or we say whenever we complete a book of Torah. So here we have the double portion, Matot and Masei. Matot for Parashat Matot and Parashat Masei. Here for this Shabbat Matot Masei. Sabbath tribes and Sabbath journeys. Right, so we have the tribes here, the journeys. Here's a double portion right here. Reason for the season. We're Psalm 138. Today's daily psalm, very, very interesting. Also the Kabbalat Shabbat, welcoming of the Sabbath. But first, right here we have Born African with Keep the Sabbath.
Whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Glory be to my God and King. Glory be to the Supreme Being, Rastafari, the Anointed One. Haile Selassie rules from Zion. Glory be to my God and King. Glory be to the Supreme Being, Rastafari, the Anointed whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Don't you worry of people's politics. Don't you worry of the preacher man's lies. For you and me, we are imperfect. Jah alone is the one I salute. Him alone is the one you should serve. Him alone is the one you should praise. Him alone, defender of the faith. Him alone stands for the truth. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Sometimes you feel hopeless. I know sometimes you feel helpless. Don't you give up. Trust in the Father. For the Father is the provider. I know sometimes you feel hopeless. I know sometimes you feel helpless. Don't you give up. Trust in the Father. For the Father is the provider. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away. Wherever you go, whatever you do, brothers and sisters, keep the Sabbath day and chase the devil away.
And do remember, Shabbat was made for man, and not man for the Shabbat. But hopefully one can keep the Shabbat set apart, rest and refresh. You know, rest and refresh. Take time to reset. Here, Dennis, the Prince of Reggae Brown, with Be Still. Be Still. Yes, I know.
Be still.
My people, be still. For the devil is rising, he wants us to do his will. By filling our hearts with anger, he wants to divide and conquer. So be still, my people, be still. There is good, there is God in the hearts of everyone. I think he wants us to do his will. By filling our hearts with anger, he wants to divide and conquer. Jesus, my people, be still. Oh, chill out, my people.
For this double course, double course, double course, double course, double course, double course, double course.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Senbet salam. Senbet salam. Senbet salam. Senbet salam. Sabbath peace. Sabbath safety. Senbet peace. Rest safely. Rest. The true rest and peace is in Christos and in Him. Salam.
Yes, I let there be light. Let there be light. Light in the lights. Light in the lights. Here the Messianic Shabbat lights, the candle lights, Baraka, blessing right here.
Messianic candle lighting blessing for the Shabbat in the Hebrew and the English tongue. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav, vizi vanu lehiyot ur lagoyim, banatan lanu et Yehoshua, mishianu ur haolam. Blessed is Yahweh Almighty, our King of the universe, who sanctified we, Yahweh's people, with His commandments, and commanded we, Yahweh's people, to be a light to the nations, and who gave to we, Yahweh's people, Yehoshua, our Messiah, the light of the world.
Yes. Light in the lights, even the Shabbat lights, the true light, the light of faith, and the King of Kings Christ.
For our God is a consuming fire. For our God is a consuming fire. For our God is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. Is a consuming fire. 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 Consuming fire.
And here the lighting of the lights for Shabbat time, both the physical light, but the true light, that inner light. Here, Sister Desiree with Set the Flame.
Set the flame.
a drum, ringing out, come out about your people, come. Some upon the Indian reservation, some will go on to repatriation. Some will claim the land of Canaan, and of the slave driver them be a possession. Oh, let the flame and let them go. The flame, let 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 the flame. Whenever we feel the flame, the angels stand to flame, the angels stand to flame. Whenever we complain, whenever we feel the flame, the angels stand to flame, the angels stand to flame. Whenever we complain, let the flame, 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 let the whenever we feel the flame, the angels stand to
Slash, perfect, blessed, Messiah.
Babylon burning, Babylon burning, Babylon burning. They have no water. Fire, fire, fire.
Yes, more fire right here. Ayabingi liturgy, aka the creed right here, setting the flame.
Blessed be Ab, Ubu, Manfactured, Adu, Amlak, Aman. Princess has come out of Egypt. Ethiopians now stretches forth their hands unto God. O God of Ethiopia, our divine majesty, thy spirit has come into our heart to dwell in the path of righteousness. Lead us. Help us to forgive that we must be forgiven. Teach us love, loyalty on earth as it is in Zion. Endured us with thy wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do thy will. Thy blessing to you, that the hungry be fed, the naked be clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected, and the infants cared for. Deliver us from the hands of our enemies, that we may prove fruitful in these last days. When our enemies are past and decay, in the depths of the sea, in the depths of the earth, or in the bowels of a beast, Oh, give us all a place in thy kingdom forever. Selah. Let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be acceptable in thy sight. O Jah, thou art the strength and our Redeemer, that liveth and reigneth in the heart of man.
Rastafari is Almighty. Rastafari is Almighty. Rastafari is Almighty. Ever living, never paid for. Ever living, never sure. Ever sure. Ever living, never paid for. Ever sure. Yeah, he's the only king of the Sabbath, and the Sabbath is our only future. Yeah, he's the only king of the Sabbath, and the Sabbath is our only future. Yeah, he's the only king of the Sabbath, and the Sabbath is our only future. Hey yo!
Shabbat shalom. 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 Masei here for the Kabbalah Shabbat. Here for the Kabbalah Shabbat, welcoming the Sabbath right here. Let's ride that ride if we can. So we have right here the Kabbalah in the Hebrew from the Kabbalah in the Ethiopic to receive, the Kabbalah Shabbat, receiving the Sabbath, welcoming Kabbalah Shabbat, the Kabbalah Shabbat. So this is a special supplement in honor of HaShabbat, often likened Hebraically, Judaically to the bride. The opening 6 psalms, they correspond to the 6 days of creation, of iration, and they all extol Ha'el, the power, the Almighty, as the author of nature, and as the Adon, the Lord, the sovereign of history. Now the hymn welcoming the Sabbath, right, conceives as a queen and a bride. The Leka Dodi. Following that, we have Psalm 92, which is the daily psalm for the Sabbath, the Shabbat, along with the very short Psalm 93, which is the Friday evening psalm, continuing its theme, and it closes or fulfills this portion of the service of the Avodah, of the worship, word for worship in one sense of the Hebrew and the word for service. So bringing forward this service, the word, sound, power, the psalms, the reading of the word, the chanting of the chant, this is all part of the service here. And here, this is for the Kabbalah Shabbat. Here, the basic, the 6 psalms here. Once again, Psalm 95 to Psalm 99, plus the short Psalm, well, not short, but 29 is very, very important. So we have Psalm 95 to 99. That's 5, plus for the 6th day. Here, Psalm 29. Here.
Psalm 95. Oh, come, let us sing unto the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. 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 Our salvation.
Psalm 95. Oh, come, let us sing to the Lord. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise to him with psalms. For the Lord is a great God and a great King above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of the hills is his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. Oh, come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before the Lord our God, for he is our God, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep of his hand. Today, if ye will hear his voice, harden not your heart, as in the provocation, And as in the day of temptation in the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work, 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart, and they have not known my ways, to whom I swear in my wrath that they should not enter into my rest.
Psalm 96. Oh, sing to the Yahweh a new song. Sing to the Yahweh all the earth. Aret. Sing to the Yahweh, bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory, his kabod, among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For the Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Yahweh made the Shemayim, the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary. Give to the Yahweh, you kindreds of the people. Give to the Yahweh glory and strength. Give to the Yahweh the glory due to his name. Bring an offering and come to his courts. O worship the Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the Aret, all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Yahweh reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Let the Shemayim, let the Semayawi, let the heavens rejoice, and let the Aretz, the earth, be glad. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the field be joyful, and all that is therein. Then shall all the trees of the wood rejoice before the Yahweh, for he come to judge the earth. He shall judge the world with righteousness, and the people with his truth.
Psalm 97. Yahweh Buruku reigneth. Let the earth rejoice. Let the multitude of the isles be glad thereof. Clouds and darkness are round about him. Righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. A fire goes before him, and burneth up his enemies round about. His lightnings enlightened the world. The earth saw and trembled. The hills melted like wax at the presence of Yahweh Buruku, at the presence of the Master of the whole earth. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols. Worship him, all ye Elohim. Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Yehudah rejoiced because of thy judgments, O Yahweh. For thou, Yahweh, Buruku, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all Elohim. Ye that love Yahweh hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked, the Kufu. Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in Yahweh Buruku, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness.
Psalm 98, a psalm. Oh, sing to the Yahweh, he who he be, Exhiabi, the sustainer, a new song. For he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm hath gotten him the victory. The Yahweh, he who he be, hath made known his salvation. His righteousness hath he openly shewed in the sight of the Eden. He hath remembered his mercy and his truth toward Beta Yisrael, the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of Eloheinu, our power. Make a joyful noise to the Yahweh, all the earth. Make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Skana. Sing to the Yahweh with the harp and the voice of a song. With trumpets and sound of cornet, make a joyful noise before the Yahweh, he who he be, his divine majesty, Kedamawi Haile Selassie, Vinagus, the king. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together. Lifnei Yahweh, before he who be. For he cometh to judge the earth. With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity.
Psalm 99. The Lord reigneth. Let the people tremble. He sitteth between the cherubims. Let the earth be moved. The Lord is great in Zion, and he is high above all the people. Let them praise thy great and terrible name, for it is holy. The king's strength also loveth judgment. Thou dost establish equity. Thou executest judgment and righteousness in Jacob. Exalt ye the Lord our God, and worship at his footstool, for he is holy. Moses and Aaron among his priests, and Samuel among them that call upon his name. They call upon the Lord, and he answered them. He spake to them in the cloudy pillar. They kept his testimonies and the ordinance that he gave them. Thou answerest him, Lord our God. Thou wast a God that forgavest them, though thou tookest vengeance of their inventions. Exalt the Lord our God, and worship at his holy hill, for the Lord our God is holy.
Psalm 29, a psalm of David. Ascribe to Yahweh, O ye sons of might. Ascribe to Yahweh glory and strength. Ascribe to Yahweh the glory due to his name. Worship Yahweh in the beauty of holiness. The voice of Yahweh is upon the waters. The God of glory thundereth, even Yahweh upon many waters. The voice of Yahweh is powerful. The voice of Yahweh is full of majesty. The voice of Yahweh breaketh the cedars. Yea, Yahweh breaketh in pieces the cedars of Lebanon. He maketh them also to skip like a calf. Lebanon and Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of Yahweh heweth out flames of fire. The voice of Yahweh shaketh the wilderness. Yahweh shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Yahweh maketh the hinds to calf, and strippeth the forests bare. And in his temple all say glory. Yahweh sat enthroned at the flood. Yea, Yahweh sitteth as king forever. Yahweh will give strength to his people. Yahweh will bless his people with peace. Yahweh yibarek et amo b'shalom.
My advice to all is to fulfill the Ten Commandments.
I say give unto Rastafari, you mighty, give unto Rastafari glory and strength. Give unto Rastafari the glory due unto his name. Worship Rastafari and beauty of holiness. The voice of Rastafari is upon the waters, the voice of Rastafari thundereth. Rastafari is upon many waters, the voice of Rastafari is full of power, the voice of Rastafari is full of majesty. More love and more honesty.
The Lord will bless his people with peace. Peace, 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 peace.
מזמור כ"ט, מזמור לדוד. הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז. הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, ישתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. כל אדוני על המים אל הכבוד הרעים, אדוני על מים רבים. כל אדוני בכוח, כל אדוני בהדר. כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארזי הלבנון. וירקידם כמו עגל, לבנון וסיריון כמו בן רעמים. כל אדוני חוצב להבות אש. כל אדוני יחיל מדבר, יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש. כל אדוני יחולל איילות, ויחשוף יערות ובהיכלו, כולו אומר כבוד. אדוני למבול ישב, וישב אדוני מלך לעולם. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו ושלום, 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 ושלום,
My advice to all is to fulfill the Ten Commandments.
Also give unto Rastafari, yo, mighty, give unto Rastafari glory and strength. Give unto Rastafari the glory due unto his name. Worship Rastafari and beauty of holiness. The voice of Rastafari is upon the waters, the voice of Rastafari thunderous. Rastafari is upon many waters, the voice of Rastafari is full of power, and the voice of Rastafari is full of majesty. More love and more honesty.
Ana b'koach libeg thee. Ana b'koach. Gedulata yaminaka tatir sarura. With the strength and greatness of thy right arm. Gedulata yaminaka tatir sarura. Untangle our knotted fate. Aver arina ta'amika. Accept your people, I people song. Aver arina ta'amika. Sangaved, ahrein, nora. Elevate and purify us. Sangaved, ahrein. Elevate and purify Ayanai. Nora. Awesome one, dreaded one, awesome one. Na Gibor, please, heroic one, mighty one. Na Gibor, Dorsheya Yehudeka, those who pursue your uniqueness. Kubavata Shamrein, guard them as the pupil of the eye. Kubavat Shamrein. Barchem, Taharein, Rachemei, Sidik Atekta, Tamida, Tamle. Bless them, purify them, pity, Barchem, Ahrein, Rachemei, Sidik Atekta, Tamida, may your righteousness always reward them. Chasim Kadosh Berov Uveka, powerful and holy and Isla one. In goodness, Nahela Idateka, in goodness lead your flock. Yachida Ge'eh Le'ameka B'nei Zokreya Kedushateka, unique and proud one. To your people turn. Zokrei, those who remember Kedushateka, your holiness, your islandness, your set apartness. Shawatenu Kavel, accept our cries. Shawatenu Kavel, accept our cries. Ushma, and hear our screams, accept our cries, our shout outs. Show Adenu. Kavya Ushama, Ushaik Aden, Yodea, Ta Elumot, O Noah of mysteries, of secrets, Yodea, Ta Elumot, Baruch Shem, Kovod Malkuto, Le'olam Wa'ed. Blessed is the name of His Majesty, of His noble kingdom, forever and ever, ever and ever, ever and ever.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat.
Lecha Dodi, 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 Lecha Dodi, Likrat Talla, B'nei Shabbat, Nikabbalah. Come, O friend, the bride to meet. Come, O friend, the Sabbath greet. Lecha Dodi, Likrat Talla, B'nei Shabbat, Nikabbalah. To be repeated after each stanza. Lecha Dodi Likrati Atala B'nei Shabbati Nikabbalah. Keep and remember were fused in one word when the voice divine, Ivine, at Sinai was heard. Wa Echad Ushmo Echad Wa He be Jehovah Yah Chaja Echad Ushmo Echad. Our Jehovah is one, and one is His name. Huwa Echad, Ushmo Echad, L'Shem U'Ulati Areta V'Tehillah. In Him is our glory, in Him our fame, I fame. Lecha Dodi Likrati Atala, B'nei Shabbati Nikabbalah. Oh, come, let us make I meet the Queen of Days. the Sabbath, Shabbat, yield joy in all her ways. The last of Elohim's walk, but first in his design. The Sabbath, Shabbat, foreshadows blessing, baraka, divine. Blessings I find. Lekadodi likradia kala, b'nei Shabbati nikabala. Thou holy city, Isla city, thou shrine of Hamelech, of the king of the Negus, even Negus Neges. Enough of thy grieving, come now and sing. Yahuwah Jehovah will redeem thee, I. Lift up thy face, Yahuwah Jehovah will restore thee, I again to his grace. Lekadodi likradia kala, b'nei Shabbati nikabala. Shake off thy dust and arise from the mire. Come and bedeck thee, I, in festive attire. Thy redemption is near, thy weeping let cease. Yahuwah Jehovah will fulfill thy yearnings for peace. Lecha dodi likrati kala, b'nei Shabbati nikabala. Arise, oh arise, for come is thy light. The darkness is lifted, born is the night. Awake, awake, sing the song of the free. See all thy homeless returning to thee. Lecha dodi likrati kala, b'nei Shabbati nikabala. Why art thou downcast? Why dost thou moan? Yahuwah Jehovah, his glory upon thee I has shown. Thy foes he vanquished, thy foes he vaunt, he humbled their pride. Elohayik, the I Elohim has loved thee I, as bridegroom his bride. Lecha dodi likrati kala, b'nei Shabbati nikabala. In freeness renewed again thou wilt thrive. Thy land will blossom, thy youth will revive. El Elohim's deeds we I know and ever acclaim, chanting our praises I Isis to his holy, his Isla name. Lecha dodi likrati kala, b'nei Shabbati nikabala. We, I greet thee I, O Sabbath, O Shabbat, O Senbetoy, crowned by Adonai, Jah Rastafari. We, I hail thee, I rejoicing in common accord. We, I are the faithful who bask in thy light. We, I welcome thy day. We, I welcome thy night. Lecha dodi likrati kala, b'nei Shabbati nikabala. Come, O friend, the bride to meet. Come, O friend, the Sabbath, Shabbat, the Senbet, greet.
Shabbat shalom. 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 Shabbat shalom.
Psalm 92. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Lord, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Lord, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of an unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. Mine eye also shall see my desire on mine enemies, and mine ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Lord is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness, 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 unrighteousness. Psalm 93. The Lord reigneth, he is clothed with majesty. The Lord is clothed with strength, wherewith he hath girded himself. The world also is established, that it cannot be moved. Thy throne is established of old, thou art from everlasting. The floods have lifted up, O Lord, the floods have lifted up their voice, the floods lift up their waves. The Lord on high is mightier than the noise of many waters, yea, than the mighty waves of the sea. Thy testimonies are very sure. Holiness becometh thine house, O Lord, forever, 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 forever.
מזמור צדקי אדוני מלאך גאות לבש אדוני עוז התעזר, אף תיכון תבל בל תמות. נכון כסאך מאז מעולם אתה. נשאו נהרות אדוני, נשאו נהרות קולם, יישאו נהרות דוחיים. מקולות מים רבים, אדירים משברי ים. אדיר במרום אדוני. עדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נאווה קודש, אדוני לאורך ימים.
መዝሙር 92 በቅንፍ 93 በሰንበት ቀን የምስጋና መዝሙር። እግዚአብሔር ነገሰ፣ ክብርንም ለበሰ። እግዚአብሔር ኃይልን ለበሰ፣ ታጠቀም፣ ዓለምን እንዳትናወጥ አጸና። ዙፋንህ ከጥንት ጀምሮ የተዘጋጀ ነው፣ አንተም ከዘላለም ነህ። አቤቱ ወንዞች ከፍ ከፍ አደረጉ፣ ወንዞች ቃሎቻቸውን ከፍ ከፍ አደረጉ። ከብዙ ውሆች ድምፅ ከባህርም ታላቅ ሞገድ ይልቅ እግዚአብሔር በከፍታው ድንቅ ነው። ምስክርህ እጅግ የታመነ ነው። አቤቱ እስከ ረጅም ዘመን ድረስ ለቤትህ ቅድስና ይገባል።
Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Chapter 58. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their God. They ask of me the ordinances of justice. They take delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted, say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast, ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes unto him? Wilt thou call this a fast, and an acceptable day to the Lord? Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house? When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh? Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy rearward. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity, and if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. And the Lord shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose waters fail not. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shalt honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord. And I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of the Lord hath spoken it. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth, when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew.
Shabbat, 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 yes, this is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, yes, this is the holy day. Holy day. Shabbat, 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 yes, this is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, yes, this is the holy day. Work all week and now it's time to rest. Cook up the food and everything blessed. Read back and pull the scriptures out. Family reading what it's all about. Giving full attention to the Most I of creation. He hallowed it and made it a holy day. Separation to be one with the Most I and feel his essence. Destructions of the world have to be absent. We have to remember the fourth commandment until thy kingdom come. Shabbat, 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 yes, it is the Shabbat day. Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat, yes, it is the holy day. Holy day. Shabbat, Shabbat. only Shabbat. Yes, this is the only day.
I'm duty free from my responsibility for servitude. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's what the Father said we're supposed to do. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by the words that proceeded by him that sits up on the highest throne.
From the heaven to the earth, angel and man abstain from work, just as it was from in the first. Why should I divert? Even love forsake vacation, traveling and spending time one-on-one. It's a way of strengthening their union. We should do the same thing with the Almighty One. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat. Yes, this is a Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat. Yes, this is the only day. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat. Yes, it is the Shabbat day. Shabbat, Shabbat, holy Shabbat. Yes, it is the only day.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Yes, yes, yes. Shabbat Shalom, Semes Salam, Shabbat Shalom, Sabbath rest and refresh. We have this double portion here. I'd like to touch on a reason in at least one part of the double portion for Masei, and also today's daily psalm according to the Royal Order, Psalm 138. But right here, just look at double Y's, the Shamru, and they shall keep, they shall observe, from Exodus chapter 31. Verses 16 to 17 for the theme, Chabarim, of the Shabbat. Shabbat made for man, rest and refresh. Find that resting place. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe HaShabbat throughout their generations, a perpetual covenant. It's a sign between me and the children of Israel, the children of Israel forever. For 6 days Yahweh Jehovah made Hashemayim, the heavens and the earthly plane. And on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. Beni Uvein Bnei Yisrael Oti Le'olam Ki Shesheta Yamin Asah Yahweh Eta Hashemayim Ve'eta Haaretza Ua Vayom HaShevi'i Shabbat Vayinafash. It is a sign between I and the sons of Israel. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael. Ot he, she is a sign. Ot he. Beini uvein bnei Yisrael. Ot he le'olam. For she is a sign between I and the children of Israel. Le'olam. For I v'le'olam. Hiya shesheta yamim asah Yahweh. For in 6 days, Hiya shesheta yamim. He who be made asah Yahweh. Jehovah made eta hashemayim, the heavens, ve'eta haaretz, and the earth and the earthly plane. Uvayom HaShevi'i, And on the seventh day, Bayom Ha-Shabi'i, Shavata, why are you not he from work. Shabbat, why you not and rested. He rested and was refreshed. Shabbat, why you not
Break not yourself, my brothers. Worry not yourself, my sisters. Come, let's rock in time. Rock in time. Come, let's rock in time. Rock in time. Rock in time.
Selassie is a master, yeah, for the enemies are confounded. Rastafari power overthrow them, yeah. Selassie is a master, yeah, for the enemies are confounded.
For this double course, sabbatical study, this I Rastafari sabbatical study for this Shabbat strong.
Look, reasoning here on this double portion. So we double portion. Yes, here for this double portion. Look, reasoning here on this double portion. So we've completed and fulfilled the reading and the hearing of the reading for Matot, the Hebrew for tribes. So this double portion here is tribes and journeys, Matot and Masei. So here, just a quick review right here, as the brethren and the sister and those who have the opportunity now to hear, hopefully catch on a replay, some very interesting points that often are overlooked because ones don't take the time to study. So here in I Fellowship, going over the readings and feedings, we begin to see the sense, the wisdom, right, the direction, instruction. So here it begins off on vows in the Matot reading. Vows, the vengeance on Midian, the cleansing from the battle, the dividing, the booty, the spoils of war, and the land for the Reubenites and the Gadites, Now, as we just touched on briefly, with the Reubenites and the Gadites, or the B'nai Gad, we say as God, it's not like God because that's how it's said in the Hebrew, God. The English pronunciation is Gad, but really, that's a weird vowel right there, but it's God, right? The children of Gad. Interesting, the children of God is troop. God means troop. And Reuben means Reu. See y'all, seen, sight, Reu. Speaking to a group of people, say Reu. We say Reu, Rastafari. See y'all, Rastafari. But in this sense of Reuben's name, Reu, see y'all, it's a command to a bunch of ones and ones, right? To see, to look, to see. Bane, a son. So in that section is interesting, but that section actually wraps around in the theme with the beginning of the reading, and the beginning of the reading is at Numbers chapter 30, verse 2, where the law of vows, Nedar, the Nedarim, the law of vows. If a man vow a vow to Jehovah, to he who be, to Hashem, to the name, or swear an oath to bind nafsho, to bind his soul, his psyche, to bind her with a bond. The soul is feminine. Also got to speak on like the divine feminine throughout the Hebrew scriptures. It gets lost in translation, and the calcified pineal gland people for 400 years, they obviously didn't see it, or if they saw it, they ignored it. This is why some will say, oh, we always speak about the man, the male, where's the female? Well, if you study, you find wisdom. Wisdom is she. Ha-Torah, the Torah is she. The soul is she in the energetic divine double helix, you know, the male and the female, the polarity. But here it says, if a man vow a vow to Jehovah or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Now, when you go to verse 3, it says, if a woman also vow a vow to Jehovah and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth. As we go on, we find that the statute right here basically says the statute, right, says that, you know, between a man and his wife and between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth. That's a clause right there, in her youth, right, in her father's house. So if she's in her youth, in her father's house, and her father hear her say something, by Jah, on Jah, I'm going to do this and that. And father hears it. Whenever he hears it, like whenever the husband hears it, right? If I hear my wife make a vow to Jah, right, to bind her soul, on the day I hear of it, say she did it yesterday, I hear it today, and I said, no. You know, basically I can disavow it. Now, of course, someone will say, oh, you see, that is sexist, and fire burn that. That's the Western Gentile frame of mind. Note this right here. When a man vows a vow, who can disavow the man's vow? According to Torah, according to Scripture, none. So that means if a man even presumptuously vows a vow, he got to pay, or he got to pay, right? He got to pay, right? But now the grace here is that if a woman, you know, when they say, well, women are more spiritual, or one may say, you know, the feelings, emotion, you know, one might say something, right? And it might really, you know, like they say, your mouth may write a check, proverbially speaking, that, you know, your blank can't cash. Right? Now, I point this out in the beginning right here of the Ma'ot reading to dove around to the fulfillment of the Ma'ot reading concerning the 6th and 7th Aliyot, right, or the Torah portion 42 at chapter 32, concerning the children of Reuben and the children of Gad. Now, let's just go over it a little bit, because sometimes we might hear these things, and even I and the fellowship, from Shabuah to Shabuah, from Shana to Shana, from 7 to 7, the week to week to Shabuah, and Shabuah Tov, here we're in a new Shabuah, new 7, right? So Shabuah Tov, Melkam, Ehud, blessed first day, the Yom HaRishon, right here for the Sunday service. We'll hear these things, and we might not pick up on it, and we might come across, you might hear a verse that, because of how it's translated, or how it sounds, or what it's saying, we're like, oh man, you know, but don't really see the full context. So it's important that we begin to grow in grace and see the context of what's really being said right here. So we have the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half tribe of Manasseh. They chose their inheritance. Just outside the land. These are types of, some say, the world borderers. In other words, like in a New Testament Christian sense, it'd be the carnal, the fleshy Christians, the carnal-minded Christians. In other words, they don't go into, right, like the Pharisees and the scribes and them that Jah's son had burnt out. He said that the Pharisees and the scribes, that they had the keys of the kingdom, because they were the keepers of the Torah, of the scriptures, direction, instruction. In other words, like we have our Bibles, and now with technology we can look things up in interlinear Bibles, and we can, if we're willing, we can study and grow and learn for I self. We have access to it. But in them days, because of the printing, the writing, you know, people had to write out by hand on parchment, on scrolls, these things, they were usually kept amongst the Levites and amongst the priests. So it was usually during the high holy days, you know, where ones would, you know, come up from wherever they were, you know, to the holy place, wherever Jah said his name. And it's at those holy times that they were able to consult with the priests and the Levites, you know, about things they had question on. You know, I heard that Jah had said, did Jah say such and such? What does that mean? And the priests and the Levites could, you know, give them the counsel and go through the scriptures, so forth and so on. So we have access to the scriptures, you know, because of modern printing and technology, where we can read and study these things. So now concerning the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh, they chose their inheritance just outside the land. It's like ones who, you know, they have faith in Jah and God and the Messiah and the Bible, you know, basically on what they have faith in, but they really don't go in. It's like when the Messiah said to the Pharisees and the scribes and those ones who had a responsibility, he said that y'all have the keys of the kingdom. You'll have the scriptures. It's the keys of the kingdom, Jah, law, direction, instruction. But y'all don't go in. Y'all don't go in, like you go to some of these churches. They'll take a verse here or there, Like your sin will find you out. Right? I've heard that a lot, and I've heard that applied to a lot of different things. But until we start to study, we found the right context. The right context is in Numbers chapter 32, right, verse 23. Interesting how those are mirror image 32, mirror image 23, 3, 2, 2, 3. Not making a big thing, but just observing. Here it says, but if y'all will not do so. Remember, they gave their word, they vowed a vow, right? But if y'all will not do so, behold, you have sinned against Jehovah, and be sure your sin will find you out. In essence, their sin did find them out, because the Reubenites, the Gadites, half tribe, they were the first ones to go into the captivity, right? So these are those who choose their inheritance just outside the land. Now, the land in the second of the two truths, we have the land, the actual physical 5-cycle land, right? And then we have the metaphysical aspect of the land. The land is like the consciousness. Is like the livity, right, so to speak, the livity. So some of the carnal fleshy, well, all of the carnal fleshy, but some of the Christians who are the carnal fleshy-minded Christians, they also are like the tribes of Reuben, Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh. They choose their inheritance, not going in, fully to live it, but just outside, just on the border. Yes, the borderline. They're the borderline. Right, borderline. Think I'm going to lose my mind. That's what that song said. Well, they choose their inheritance on the border. These are the carnal Christians or the carnal believers. Right, what their descendants were. Right, when the Messiah came, can be clearly seen in Mark's gospel. Mark the gospel, as His Majesty Gormawi Negus Neges, the King Messiah says. Right, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. In Mark chapter 5, verses 1 to 17. Let's just go there. We're going to ride up as we give the brothers and sisters and those who will call in and attend and give ear some time right here, just a segue right here as we're completing this book, and to bring out some of these key reasonings that it took I some time to really see how the Word explains the Word, even in ways that we didn't even know, how the interconnectivity. For example, Matot, the tribes, it begins off with vows. Then it concludes with the Reubenites, the Gadites, the half-tribe of Manasseh. They make a vow, and they did not keep their word, right? And then later on, right, they took a vow to say, all right, if you give us this land right here, we'll be sure to assist our brothers who are going into the land. We'll fight. We'll fight on their behalf so they can conquer and they can inherit the land, right? They can get the land. And they didn't do so, right? They basically took the land, and why did they choose the land again? They chose the land because they saw that they had a lot of cattle. For example, right here, it says in Numbers chapter 32, here's what it means in the word where it says rightly dividing the word, here a little, there a little. So we can go to Mark a little, but here let's go to Numbers chapter 32, verse 1 a little, right? Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. They had enough cattle. That means they were rich, right? In the natural liberty sense. This is wealth in the real world, right? They had a great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazeer, and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle. So they were very pragmatic. Look, there's land. It's good land. This is the kind of land for cattle. Look, we have a lot of cattle. They put 2 and 2 together, right? And they went forward to Moshe. Now, when they went forward to Moshe, it's interesting because they went forward to Moshe and they talked about, the land is for cattle and your servants have cattle. Wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, speaking to Moshe, the servant, right, the Ish HaElohim, the man of High Lahim, of the power. They said here in Numbers chapter 32, verse 5, wherefore, said they, if we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given to thy servants for possession, and bring us not over Jordan. A new way to look at the true way, scripture way, according to the glory of His divine majesty, to put together the Ayabingi chant. It reached the river Jordan and you turn back. Well, they reached the river Jordan. They said, listen, we got cattle. The land is for cattle, right? If we found grace in your sight, right, give this land for us, but bring us not over Jordan. And Moses said to the children of Gad and the children of Reuben, shall your brethren them go to war? Shall your brethren them go to war? And shall y'all sit here? Then that brought to mind how a lot of I sometimes, getting caught up on hype and everything. Warrior, sing and dance, warrior. But what about when the war is on? See, this is the beginning step of war, studying, right? Look at militaries, look at armies. What the first thing they do? You join up, right? You join up, go through some physical exercises. Yeah, you get a uniform and everything. But then you sit down in class, right, and then go over everything, right? Study everything. And then you go out there in the field. But man might want to put on clothing and then go out in the field and then run off the battlefield and still talk about, me a warrior. But what did Moses say to them? Moses said, shall your brethren go to war, and shall y'all sit here? And wherefore discourage y'all the heart of the Bnei Yisrael, the sons of Israel, from going over into the land that Jehovah hath given them. Now this is a key point for I and I, especially of the new name, precious name, Rastafari, ethnic Yisrael. We, the black and brown peoples over here in the Americas and the Caribbean. Because what agwan? What happened? The Shashemani. What happened? You know, how was black people's heart discouraged? Who discouraged their heart? Was it like what happened here? See, it's almost like ones and ones say, I'll be a fool for going for Africa. Go to Africa when I can drive a Chris Kia and be big bout ya in England and America. You know what I mean? You know, they saw something on this side of the Atlantic Ocean, the Ethiopic Ocean, right? And because it matched, we got a lot of cattle. This land good for cattle. Why should we go over there? And see how this discourages the heart. That's what Moses now is trying to remind them, right? Because remember, these were the babes. These are little ones. They were little ones. Their fathers, their patriarchs, had already wandered around for 40 years with Chris clothes and Chris shoes. Isn't that important to my people, black and brown people? That's what John said. He said, your clothing didn't wear out, and neither did your footwear, your shoes wear out. I said, Chan, ain't that something he know us? Psychologically, we can prove that the once lost 400-year black and brown people over here are Israelites. From the psychological, if you can understand the psychological aspect of the people, because we look at ourselves today, if we're honest, we see the same things. That's why the scripture helps us to guide us and overcome it. He says, wherefore discourage you all the heart of the sons of Israel from going over into the land that Jehovah hath given them. He says, thus did your fathers. Most of their fathers were dead, you know, when it says in that Psalm, what is it, Psalm 90? 70 years. And if by reason of strength it be 80. People say, well, people only can live to 70, 80 years. No. See, you're not reading it fully and studying. That's a song of a prayer. It says a prayer of Moses, the Ish Ha Elohim, or Psalm 90, a prayer of Moses. That's what you find it. And what Moses is recounting is that faithless generation, right, who listened to the 10 of the 12 spies who brought back lies that did what? That discouraged the children of Israel. Africa, Ethiopia are beautiful. It's Irie. It's a beautiful land, but the people are too strong, and the Africans this and the Africans that. That's what happened about 60 or so years ago. Right? Now there's a new generation, right? But what Moses reminded them, he says, thus did your fathers, when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. Interesting thing about the word, the name Kadesh Barnea. Kadesh means holy place, and Barnea means wavering, oscillating, wavering, right? Sometimes hot, sometimes cold, that sense, wavering. So they were wavering where? At the Kadesh, at the holy place. They were wavering. Yes, with Jah people, but what Jah says here, you know, Iman, you see how Iman look at it? No. Unless the way you look at it is the way, tell me how Jah see it. Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see, sight the land. For when they went up into the valley of Eshcol, and saw the land, what they did, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel. You know, like when one sometimes go Africa or go Ethiopia, they come back and say, oh, woo, it's beautiful, beautiful country, but we saw some bad things, or we saw some whatever, you know, and then people be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't go and repatriate then, you know. That's what happens. They discourage the heart of the children of Israel that they should not go into the land that Jehovah had given them. And another point, Shashemani was not given to Rastafari or Rastas, and I say that as Rastafari. I know this is a surprise one, right? You've heard that people say, yeah, Selassie, I gave us a land, the Rastafari. No, he didn't. Stop lying. The Rastafari, Kedamawi Haile Selassie, he gave the land to we, the black peoples, especially the lost sheeples, the Beta Israel, black peoples, the 400-year people over here in the Americas and the Caribbean. That's how it was given. So you can see, even right there, it starts to go off. It's like the targeting system. The crosses didn't align on the sniper rifle. It started to go off, right? Friendly fire. I don't know about that, but more fire for that going astray, because they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel. Verse 10, and Jehovah's anger was kindled the same time, and he swear, saying, essentially we see about repatriation and certain things with Africa and Ethiopia. In fact, even before His Majesty gave the land officially to we, the black people, the children of Israel over here in America and the Caribbean. They're ones like one of our first rabbis in the resurrection, Rabbi Arnold Josiah Ford, the one who wrote the Ethiopian anthem, the universal anthem, right, that of the UNIA, that Rastafari, that I chant, was written by the black Jew, one of our black Jews, right? And he went over there, as well as many others went, even before, back in the 30s and everything like that, just to point that out. Now, when the fascists had invaded the Romanists, they basically deported them back over here. Then the Federation, the World Federation came about, right? And then after the war was won, I ancestors asked, right? And His Majesty said that thought was already in his divine mind, and he officially gave it circa 1948. So think, we had the land from the King Messiah, the King of Kings upon the throne of great King David in 1948. Who else got land by some means? not the divine means that we got it, from the King Messiah upon the throne of great King David. Who got land in 1948? Oh, it was the state of Israel, the United Nations and all of that. Now we look at, let's look at that. Now some would say, it's because they're white Jews and blah, 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 blah. No, because they take the instructions of Jah more seriously than we have. Plain and simple. Remember what Christ said, unless your righteousness exceed that of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no wise enter into the kingdom. Check. So let's go on right here, right? We're going to pick up. And Jehovah's anger was kindled the same time, and he swore, saying, Numbers chapter 32, verse 10, verse 11, surely no one of the men that came up out of Egypt, out of Kemet, Mitzrayim, from 20 years old and upward. So check this, that all of this new generation here that we have after 39, 40 years in the Torah reading and feeding right here is those who are under 20, right? And they had grown up. Their parents had died, reached about 70 or 80 years. That's where the 70, 80 years is from, because Moses himself was, 120, right? And Aaron and also Miriam, they were up there. Right. In fact, if anybody want to say a time, not a time limit, but a time to aim for, is that 120, as we have in Genesis chapter 6. But let's go forward. He said, surely none of the men that came up, Mitzrayim, out of Mizraim, from 20 years old and upward shall see the land that I swear to the Hebrew Trinity, Abraham, to Yitzhak, to Jacob, the patriarchal Trinity, because they have not holistically, completely followed me. Ain't no half-stepping, but they were half-stepping, right? Except Caleb, verse 12, save Caleb, or except for Caleb, the son of Yefuneh, the Kenizzite, and Yehoshua ben Nun, the son of Nun, for they have holistically, completely followed he who be, his divine majesty, verse 13. And Jehovah's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years. Isn't that similar to what has also happened, even concerning the land grant of His Majesty to the Israelite black people diaspora over here? When I say Israel, I'm speaking about Israel. I'm not speaking about an organization, TTI. You know what I mean? 12 tribes of Israel. I'm speaking about Israel, right? Incorporated in heaven, right? Overs, right? Wander in the wilderness 40 years until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of Jehovah was consumed. Now we read, but let's comprehend. Note the wording. He said, had done evil where? In the sight, in the eyes of Jehovah. Because, see, some of what we might do sometimes doesn't seem evil in our own eyes. We're like, it's not evil. We're being pragmatic like the children of Reuben, Gad, and the Manassites, right? But it was evil in his sight, right? In his sight. Words of my mouth, meditation of my heart, be humbly acceptable where? In the eyesight, the most high sight. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, because their fathers, their patriarchs, had already wandered to death. All right? That's what takes the brunt of breaking the covenant. Mind them. So when you hear black man say, why we as black man that's over here in America and the Caribbean, why we got to go through so much? Well, tell them to read the 10 words called the 10 Commandments. All right? He said, well, visit the iniquity upon who? Upon the fathers, to third and fourth generation of those who continue the iniquity of their fathers. But here in Numbers chapter 32, verse 14 said, behold, y'all are risen up in your father's stead. So instead of your father, right, y'all are rising up, this new generation, right, after 40 years. An increase of sinful, of artful men, of lacking that true holistic obedience to God's word and way, to augment yet the fierce anger of Jehovah toward Israel. For if he turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them Bamidbar, in the wilderness. Now let's think about this for a moment. The wilderness of the Americas and the Caribbean. Did Jah leave the former generation? He left them to their own devices. They wanted to follow a donkey. They wanted to follow the Dixiecrat Democrat Party, Democrat Party. They wanted to follow civil rights, and so now we see the results of that. And ye shall destroy all this people. Let's look at the language again. Moses is saying to them, for if y'all turn away from him, he will yet again leave them. If y'all turn away from him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye and y'all shall destroy all this people. So we look at black people, the situation of black people nowadays. Who has destroyed? It's a white man. It's a white man. No, he left them. They wanted to be following after the white man and his systems, not the system that the king, the cornerstone of the King of Kings kingdom, right, gave us a constitution and bylaws to govern ourselves. So those people destroyed this people. And they came near to him and said, now check this out here. We will build sheepfolds for our cattle and cities for our little ones, our little ones. Shouldn't it have been, we will build cities for our children, our little ones, and build sheepfolds here for our cattle? We point this out because as we study this, we see that they were more concerned about their possessions, about their property, their possessions. All right, because some can't go forward to promised land because they're thinking about all they got here in America or England or somewhere else in foreign, right? But we ourselves will go ready armed before the sons of Israel, the Bnei Yisrael, until we have brought them to their place. And our little ones shall dwell in fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. So they even knew that because of the various different people in the land, we got to protect our youth, and the women and the children. But note what they said. They said, we ourselves will go ready armed. So after all Moses said to them, right, they felt, okay, so what you're saying to us, Moshe, is that we should build sheepfolds for our cattle and cities for our little one and go over armed. No, they said that they would go over armed. Not with the children of Israel. They said before the children of Israel. They said they will be the stormtroopers, the strike guard, special forces for the Bnei Yisrael until what? Until we have brought them to their place. And our little ones shall dwell in fenced cities because of the inhabitants of the land. They may be black like us, but they have their own gods, their philosophies, their ideas, like a lot of the Africans too, right? He says, we will not return to our houses. Oh, really? Until the children of Israel have inherited every man. see the words of their mouth. Check this. Until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan, on the other side of the Jordan, because they reached the river Jordan, they turned back because they saw some nice land, right? Or forward. So they said, we're going to stay backward over here, but we'll go forward to before the children of Israel to make sure that every man get his land. Right? That's what they're saying. Because our inheritance, they said, is fallen to us on this side of the Jordan, eastward. And Moses said to them, if y'all will do this thing, if y'all will do this thing, if y'all will go armed before Jehovah to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before Jehovah until he have driven out his enemies from before him. This connects with Psalm 68, where we find Jah in the translation, right? Verse 22, and the land be subdued before Jehovah. The context here of going before Jehovah is the ark. The ark, in other words, the ark and the tabernacle. We go forward, and the ark and the tabernacle, his witness, his presence, he says, is between the two cherubim and above the mercy seat, that he would commune with the children of Israel. So that's the context of it, right? And the land be subdued before Jehovah. Then afterwards, after you have done all that you all have said, right, y'all shall return and be guiltless before Jehovah and before Israel. And this land shall be your possession before Jehovah. But if y'all will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against Jehovah, and be sure your sin will find you out. All right? Build you cities for your little ones. Now, here's my point about how to learn about their property, what they possess, like their bank account, so to speak, right? More than they were concerned about their children, right? Look at verse 24, Numbers chapter 32, verse 24, what Moses is saying to them. He says, build you cities for your little ones and sheepfolds for your sheep, and do that which has proceeded out of your mouth. Because somebody say, well, it don't say anything about vow, right? Okay, but you may read well. Now let's comprehend well. He says, that which proceeds out of your mouth, in verse 24 of Numbers chapter 32, 24. You go to 30 and 2, right? It says, he shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth. Therefore, it's a vow. It's a vow. They have vowed. But now note how Moses puts the children before their cattle, their sheep, and he says, build you cities for your little ones and folds for your sheep. If you go to verse 16 of Numbers chapter 32, what did they say? They came near to him and said, we will build sheepfolds here for our cattle and cities for our little ones. This is not poetry here. People say, oh, it's poetry because that's why it's reversed. No, it's wisdom if you can get this. They said, we care about our sheep more than our children. We care about our possession more than our children. We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle and cities for our little ones. Right? And what did Moses say to them? Moses said in verse 24, build you cities. He instructed them. Build you cities. He commanded them actually, build you cities for your little ones first. And after that, and sheepfolds for your sheep. Right? In other words, because you said you're going to go forward and you're going to do all of this and everything like that, and you're not going to return until every man of Israel, gets their land because you already have gotten your land over here. And do that which has proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake to Moses, saying, what did they say? They said, no, we don't like that. No, they said, thy servants will do as Adoni, right, as Getaye, as my Lord, my master commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before Jehovah to battle, as Adoni, as my Lord saith. Now, this is so important because they didn't do this. And then when we read of who went into captivity, first and everything, it was them who had went into captivity first because they basically inherit a consequence, or one might say a curse. Not, it wasn't a curse in that sense, but it was a consequence of their own failed word sound. So concerning them, Moses commanded Eleazar the priest and Joshua the son of Nun, because Joshua will be the new leader after Moses trods on, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said to them, if, that's a big word there, right? If, it's a condition. People say it's unconditional. No, there's conditions. If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle before Jehovah, and the land shall be subdued before you, then. Because see, Moses is not going to, after all this is going on, Moses have already gone forward, right? So he's basically leaving this condition for the next leadership. He says, then y'all shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. Basically, after they said all this lovely vow saying, we're going to do this and that, they basically did none of that, and he took the land. Oh, Moses dead? Okay, we're just going to go ahead and do our thing. But be sure your uckery will find you out. Remember what Moses, what was said to them? So here Moses said to, to those who are going to, carry on with the leadership of Israel, he says, if they do this, right, if they do this, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, then they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. In other words, if they don't do this, if you'll go into land and they're not with you, fighting alongside, helping you get the land like they said they was going to do and everything, right? Then they just come with you across Jordan and they get land with the rest of us, right? But they went, after they talked this talk, they felt it was a done deal. They didn't have to fulfill their word. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, as Jehovah have said to thy servants. See, and here's where they signed the contract. They signed this vow agreement. They signed off on this. As Jehovah has said to thy servants. But they probably thought that, well, Moses is dead, Moses passed on, and other generations came in, and, we could just, no problem. But Jah forever live, ever faithful, ever sure. As Jehovah has said to thy servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before Jehovah into the land of Canaan, the Afro-Canaanite land, that the possession of our inheritance on this side Jordan may be ours. And Moses gave to them, even to the children of Gad, the children of Reuben, and to the half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan. That's why when we read Psalm 68, we find Bashan. If you read through the Psalm, you find there's some talk about one named Bashan, right? The land, right, of Bashan, with the cities thereof in the coast, even the cities of the country round about. So there. Gonna take a little Selah moment here, right up with Masei. Just chewing the cud, chewing the word right here, right? So we can learn from this, right? Gain some wisdom from this. Yes,
Rastafari.
These are the words of our fathers. Oh, Israel, let me live that you and live and never die. I will give praises to the Most High. Let me live that you and live and never die. I will give praises to the Most High.
Yes. The words of truth right there to the biblical Hebrew roots. Gonna ride up with today's daily psalm, but first, word of truth. Root.
Yeah, man. A smart to them see a vlog to make it righteous and good for the love of the people, you know. Here and man to temple the island celestial. They watch us how we live, keep on sharing whenever time we give. It show us strength in caring. Oh, how can the people leave that system if you show no love? Word of truth. Don't tell no lie, man, me hear me as a youth. Word of truth. In this fasty day of time, they use them as a revolute. Word of truth. Babylon, you make it hard for the poor man, you brute. Word of truth. Me love the girl, whether them ugly, whether them cute. Everyone is important, them just a know. And I will go change the slogan, I will go mix it up. From us should they support the pagan show. Rastafari, he said them a ring papi show. Just up from the time with the mystic way of flow. Be quick in your mind, or red to get up low. Not come too fast, them no know if it's slow. On the ghetto youth, you know if find no harrow. Truth, word of truth. Not tell you lie, you must love the ghetto youth. African roots, this are the African youth. Oi, love black woman, them love the ghetto youth. This are the truth, black woman you're cute. Oi, Babylon me not blame you. Word of truth, what's the thing to distribute? Oi, yo, goodness, attribute. I live among these people every day. Some will love the youth, them on the street, some say nay. The youth some will go food. I pray we fight against hunger and not more rare. What will the government do? Long time I just say repatriation, but they're full of dismay. So they only want to get to youth to eat the clay. Oh, we collect them money and go blame. Word of truth. Our society, you must love to get to youth. Word of truth. Babylon never you kick the black woman with your dirty boots. Word of truth. Police commissioner, stop shot the ghetto youth. Word of truth. I am the water to the root, the limb that bear the weight of the fruit. Happy word, come on, wise. Not many of people love coming down here. Them represent the ghetto as the wear and tear. Quick to bow to the white man and sell out the black man share. Oh, what's them never yet? One grab a ear. Come and grab the black woman and bring her everywhere. Embrace Rastafari principles. Now I know it's too precious. Burn down your damn. Word of truth. Now tell no lie, we have to love the ghetto youth. Word of truth. In this fasty day of time, them have to revolute. Word of truth. The youth can only be free when you speak the truth. Word of truth. Oh, you make it hard for the poor, you dirty bros. Everyone is in. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
Word sounds and powers gonna mash them down. Yes, word sounds and powers gonna trample them down. With word sounds and power, I and I shall go.
Lord Jesus,
yes. Oh, Ken. Here. Classic right here. Gonna ride up one more word sound on word sound and power, the power in our words. Speaking about the vow, that's interesting there. You hear that amongst, those in church. Your sin will find you out. But the sin here was they're not keeping their word. Check it. So when we see that elsewhere in the Brit Chadasha, it's all right here. Here's the groundation. Here we have Enos McLeod. Enos McLeod, the classic one right here. Word, sound, and power. So turn to the classics.
For my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Whoa, yeah. Whoa. Word sounds and powers gonna mash them down. Yes, word sounds and powers gonna trample them down. With word sounds and power, I and I shall go. Word sounds and power shall take us through. Yes, word sounds and power, we won't be blue. With word sounds and power, I and I shall go through. Yes, cause just like the days of King Pharaoh, Christ was for us, yes, this I know. Oh, with word sounds and power, yeah. Oh, yeah. With word sounds and power, we shall win a home. And word sounds and power, we will stand our ground. With word sounds and power, I and I shall go. Yeah. With word sounds and power, we shall go. With word sounds and power, we shall know no sorrow. Word sounds and power shall take us through. Yeah. Word sounds of power, we won't see blue. Nah. Like the days of old. Word sounds and power was all we know. Remember the Red Sea. Remember the Blue Sea. Moses and Aaron did take us through. All the youth. Word sounds and power to get us through. Word sounds and power to take us through. Not brutality. They use humanity. With word sounds and power, we'll stand on our own. With word sounds and power, now we're fully grown. Yes, word sounds and power, we must use. Oh, word sounds and power shall break them down. With word sounds and power, we've got our own. Yes, word sounds and power is all we have. Yeah. Our word sounds and power.
Oh, here. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat salam. Hopefully, God, I'm having a beautifully good, restful, relaxing, enriching eve right here. Those who are able to prepare for the Shabbat being made for man, for humanity, not we for the Shabbat, but it's for I and I health and wealth. Here. Today's daily psalm is Psalm 138. Gonna go through the verse by verse right here. Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, and zoom in on some of the words of power within today's daily psalm according to the royal order. So here, first here.
Here we have today's daily psalm. We have
Psalm 138.
Hebrew highlights. Yeah.
מזמור קל"ח לדוד, 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 לדוד.
I will praise thee with my whole heart, my whole heart, my whole heart, my whole heart.
עודך בכל ליבי, כל ליבי, כל ליבי, כל ליבי.
Before the gods will I sing praise unto thee, unto thee, unto thee.
נגד אלוהים אזמרקה, זמרקה, זמרקה, זמרקה.
I will worship toward thy holy temple, holy temple, holy temple.
אשתחווה לך על קודשך, קודשך, קודשך.
And praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth, and for thy truth, and for thy truth, and for thy truth.
ואודה את שמך על חסדך ועל עמיתך, 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 עמיתך.
For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name, 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 above all thy name.
כי הגדלת על כל שמך, אמרתך, 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 אמרתך.
In the day when I cried, thou answeredst me, and strengthenedst me with strength in my soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Lord, when they hear the words of thy mouth. Yea, they shall sing in the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. Though the Lord be high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly. But the proud he knoweth afar off. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Lord, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thine own hands, 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 of thine own hands.
Yes, 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 yes. A little classic dub right here for today's daily psalm. Here we have Mizmor Kof for in Hebrew. The Hebrew letter Kof has a numerical value of 100. So alpha numerically, Hebraically here, Kof Lamed Chet. Kof Lamed Chet, or Psalm 100. Kof Lamed 30, and Chet, the eighth letter of the Hebrew. The Yehudit calls the Hebrew Aleph Beit. Here we have Thanksgiving, Todah. Here we have Thanksgiving, a psalm of thanksgiving, Todah, to Yah, to Yahweh. Right here, classic tenor saw. Who's gonna help me praise Yahweh, Jehovah?
Na 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 na. Who is gonna help me praise Jehovah? Na 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 na. Who is gonna help me praise Jehovah? Whoa, the maker of all mankind. I've gotta praise him all time. Whoa, the maker of all mankind. Whoa, because the Lord provides the food and also the shelter. Whoa, whoa, the Lord provides the food and also the shelter. The Lord guide and protect me each and every hour. Whoa, whoa. The Lord guide and protect me each and every hour. And that's why I say, na 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 na. Who is gonna help me praise Jehovah? Na 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 na. Who is gonna help me praise Jehovah? Lord God, maker of all mankind. I'm gonna praise him all time. Whoa, I'm gonna kneel and praise him all time. Cause under his precious wing, that's where he keeps me. Whoa, whoa. Under his precious wing, that's where he protects me. Yeah, he keep on guiding me from my enemy. Whoa, he always guides me from my enemy. And that's why I say, la 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 la. Who is gonna help me praise Jehovah? La 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 na 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 na. Na 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 na. You better praise Jehovah. Whoa, you better praise the Lord, the maker of all mankind. Whoa, whoa.
the ruler of the longest time. He's the ruler of the longest time. You better praise him all time. Whoa, whoa. Na 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 na. Who is gonna ask me, praise Jehovah? Whoa. Who is gonna ask me, come, hey, praise Jehovah? Whoa. My brothers and my sisters, come together. Whoa. Let's kneel and pray. Praise Jehovah, maker of all mankind. The maker of the beast and the cattle, the maker of all mankind, and he's the ruler of the sunshine, moonshine, rainfall, the ruler of all things, he's the master of all things. So, na 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 na. Who is gonna ask me, praise Jehovah? Na 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 na. Who is gonna ask me, praise Jehovah? Who is gonna ask me? I'd like to see you come on and ask me. Whoa, whoa. Grandma, grandpa, mom and dad, brothers and sisters, you better farm and ask me. Come as one, farm and ask me, and that's why you're sick. Na 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 na. Who is gonna ask me, praise Jehovah?
Local Dubwise right here. You up?
Rewind and come back, selector.
Yes, rewind as we go forward, but forward right here. Today's daily psalm, looking over some of the notes, those watching the live stream, some of the notes right here, K and D. It's very interesting to unpack these notes. But we go from low degrees to high degrees right here, some of the basics. So here we're going to look at the Sefer Tehillim. Hebraically don't have a PDF of it to share right here, but we'll find a way to share it with the eye. Then here's the book of Psalms, the 5 books of what's known commonly as the book of Psalms, or the Saul stuff, the PS Saul stuff, right? Hebraically known as the Sefer or the Sefer Sefer Tehillim. Sefer Tehillim. Tehillim is the halal, like in the hallelujah, the praises. The Sefer Tehillim, the book of the praises. So here we have Mizmor Kof Lamed Chet, or Chet, Kof 100, Lamed 30, and Chet, the eighth letter of the Hebrew, Aleph Beit, alphanumerically, Mizmor Kof Lamed Chet. Here we have Thanksgiving, Toda, the Toda, La Yahweh, Toda, Thanksgiving. There's also offering that's known as the Toda offering, right? Here we have the key word of the psalm right here, today's daily psalm, according to the royal order of the Ethiopian Hebrews and after the order of Melchizedek. The key word of the Mizmor, of the chant, is thanks, the Toda. Now you see here we have Psalm 138, where it says praise. Let's bring out that word. Toda comes from the root verb yada, BDB definition. Now there's the principle known as the science of the two truths. One might call it, exoteric, esoteric, the inner, the outer, the earthly, the heavenly, as it were. But there's a kind of a twofold, truth to the meaning of words that unless one's become, familiar with it by study, it might at first seem a little bit confusing. Here, yada, yadah, that breath for the H at the end, yadah, means to throw, to shoot, to cast, to shoot, like respect the yoreh, the shata, the shooter, to shoot, in that sense, to cast down, to throw down. But now in the Hefil sense is to give thanks to Lord, like Lord, applaud, Lord, cum laude, that's in the Latin there, Lord, to thank, to praise. But then in the secondary sense is to confess, right? To confess the name, the Hashem of Elohim. Then and also in the Hitpael sense, reflexively, like I can confess his name, profess his name, then I can reflexively, right, confess, like regarding myself, work on myself, is like to confess sin, confess akri. And then also to give thanks. Isn't that interesting there in the Hitpael sense of the Hebrew, the dikduk, which is like the grammar, right, to confess sin, right, and to give thanks. And we say, well, how can this word yada? Well, Strong's bringing out very good right here. Let's bring this down. This part of speech of yada is a verb. Strong's definition, a primitive root, usually the points of intellectual reference for the primitive sense, up to and sometime beyond even the Aramaic, as people would say, right, would be the Ethiopic, the Ge'ez, going through the Strong's and Gesenius lexicon, whenever they had a little difficulty in really defining certain roots, they would make reference to the Ethiopic or the Ge'ez, right? And that's found in some of the other, Strong's references. But here, they say down here, is a denominative from this word here, yad. Yad. This will make all the difference right here. Yad. What is yad? Right? Yad. Right? It's hand. Hand as a symbol of strength, the hand of man, strength, power, side. And there's various applications right here of hand. This is not our study right here. Let's get to the bottom right here. Hand as the open one, indicating power, means, direction, as opposed to the closed one, right? The kaf, right? So basically one is like a fist and one is like a palm. The kaf is like the palm, right? But anyway, be that as it may, let's go back over here. This is the yada right here, yada, right? Yada here, right? It says literally to use, that is to hold out the hand. So yada come from yad. That's at the root of toda, right? Toda. Somebody said tawada, contracted toda, right? Toda, thanks, right? It has to do with the hand. Physically, yada is to throw a stone, right? To throw something. Notice right after that when it says especially to revere or to worship. But it's connected with the worship with extended hands. Like they say, put your hands up. Yeah, that's what we get it. That's where it actually comes from right there. So just to point to the key word before even riding up with today's daily psalm, thanksgiving. Toda la Yahweh, to Jehovah. Key word, thanks. As the interpreter of the people's sense of gratitude, the psalmist here in I acknowledges acting on the knowledge of indebtedness to Eloheinu, I Almighty Power Elohim, for his saving acts, for his Yeshua, his Yeshuot acts, his saving acts, his victorious acts. These will so impress the kings of the earth. Kings of the earth, come to yourself, kings of the earth. Another key theme right here, that they too will come to thank him, to give thanks to him. Now the composition has the title of David. Here in the Hebrew, Lid Dawid. Let's see if we could bring out the Hebrew for ones and ones, viewing right there. It has Lid Dawid. So first up, we have the Aleppo, right? The Aleppo Syriac, unpointed. There is Lid Dawid, right? Of David. Bring out a sense of David, contextually of or to David or for David, to which the LXX, it adds, so in the Septuagint and also in the King of Kings Amharic Bible, 1961, Authorized Revised Amharic Bible. It has of Haggai, like the prophet Haggai, and Zechariah, Zechariah. Now they say perhaps originally it was a Davidic song, but it was re-edited. We call it like a remix. So we have, even in the Psalms, from the earlier Psalms and the later Psalms, we have adaptations, and what we would say like a remix, right? For liturgical is like for the congregational worship, for the Kiddush, right? Hebraically, and Kedasse, right? The sacred liturgy, the worship use after the restoration. So this right here has a post-exilic after the Babylonian captivity, that return, rebuilding the national life and liberty. So here, it's Lid Dawid, it's Davidic, right? But yet it appears that the later generations refer to David as like a template, like classic tunes, like in the style of classic roots, you know what I mean? Maybe a modern artist or later on rendition, but it's based on that classic, those classic tunes. So the same sense we even have here in the Salsa. So here, let's pick up right here. That's a brief overview, just to bring this out right here. The KND Colin DeLeach has this right here, the mediator. It themes a psalm not so much as thanksgiving, la Yahweh, but as the mediator and perfecter. There will come a time when the praise of Yahweh, that according to Psalm 137, verse 3, was obliged to be dumb. In other words, dumb mean like not speaking, not stupid or nothing like that, stupid, but actually not speaking, dumb, in the presence of the heathen. Like, how can we sing Yahweh's song in a strange land? Will, according to today's daily Psalm 138 and 5, be sung by the kings, even the kings of the heathen, the Goyim, the other nations, besides Beit Yisrael, the Beta Israel themselves. Now in the LXX, right, Psalm 137, side by side with that's the Greek there, that says to Dawood, to David. Also has the inscription, right? Let's bring this up right here. See if we can bring this out here. Let's get the Greek. You can use this software. Daniel had a prophecy about this technology. Jeremiah. It says they shall go to and fro, right? And knowledge shall increase. You know how this whole system works. Basically, the binary system, modulation. Another way of saying is like Daniel said it, to and fro. So Psalm 138 has Agayu, Kai, Zachariah. That's Agayu, Kai, Zachariah. The other one was Jeremiah, Eremeu. Perhaps these statements are meant to refer back to the existing recension of the text. So even Hebraically, there are like recensions, like later on treatments of earlier works, recension of text of the respective psalms to the prophet's name. This is part here, from the fact that these names of the psalmodists, right, the psalmodists, ones who were practicing the psalms, added by the LXX, the Septuagint, do not come down beyond Malachi. It follows that the psalm collection in the mind of the LXX, the Septuagint, was made not later than the time of Nehemiah. This is very interesting. Nehemiah. Now, we'll get into that a little bit more of the Habarim, but here, for time's sake, let's ride up right here just to give a kind of a context to the psalm so we'll know what the chanting, is for here in the gathering. So here in today's daily psalm, we have a couple of sections. We have sections verses 1 to 3, right, which is theme Yahweh, Yah is thanked for his mercies. Verses 4 to 6, Yah will be worshipped by all kings. All kings will bend the knee to Yahweh Eloheinu. Verses 7 to 8, Jah will fulfill his purposes. So here the Aleph verse right here, a psalm of David. I will praise thee, the I, with my whole heart. Before the gods will I sing praise to thee. Or Hebraically, before the Elohim, before the gods. Right here, let's go up here to the HB up here. Lidawi, Odeka bekol libi neged Elohim, Izamareka. I will Zamar, I will chant. Zamar, the root of Mizmor, chant. Lidawi, of David, Odeka. Odeka comes from the Yada, as we've explained, the Yada. But Odeka, right, here is saying, I will thank the I. I will thank the I, speaking to a male. Odeka, because in all libi, in all my heart, by way of a whole heart. Because libi, neged, in the face of, opposite to neged, brings up the sense of, interesting that when Eve was called helpmeet, like a helpmeet for Adam, it said Ezer Kenegdo. Ezer help Kenegdo. Neged, let's bring out the word neged when it said before. Now that they don't have it there, so we have to go down to Tanakh. Let's go down to Tanakh right here. Right? So right here, this is this word right here, neged. What is conspicuous, what is in front of, like face to face, like opposite in a sense, straightforward in the sight of, in the front of. So Eve was a helper, like opposite to him, opposite to him. That's that balance between the male and the female there. But just to bring out this particular word here, front, the counterpart to the mighty, or in the Hebrew, to the Elohim. Right, to the Elohim, or over against. It can have neged Elohim. Now, of course, Elohim, Hebraically, all depends on not the letter, but the spirit of the Lord. But here, Odeka bekol libi, and neged Elohim is Amareka. I will praise the I. I will praise the I with my whole heart, complete heart. Right? Here, this is like a quotation from an earlier psalm, Psalm 9, round about the first or second verse. I think the second verse Hebraically, but it might be the first verse in KJV. That's why we say that. Now, Hebraically, instead of before the gods, this neged Elohim may be brought out by understanding the Hebrew in the presence of the mighty, Hebraically in the presence of gods. But the Targum, based on Torah, brings this out as the Shoftim, or the judges. So the judges of Yisrael collectively were called the Elohim, right? So before the judges, before the mighty, as we have in Psalm 82. Psalm 82, the first verse. This is followed by Ibn Ezra. The LXX actually changes up, right? The old Greek, right, from older Hebrew manuscripts, they changed up from Elohim, right, and they have angels, right, which is also favored by certain commentators. But here in the Hebrew it says Elohim. There it says Elohim. But the context, according to the context, the spirit of the word, not the letter, it is best to retain, some say, the literal meaning of gods, particularly in view of the fourth verse, the Dalet verse coming forward. The kings of the earth have their various deities, the other kings of the other nations, the Goyim. To that they pay homage or worship. He will challenge them. So according to the context of this psalm here, today's daily psalm, the psalmist and I will challenge their gods, right? By extolling Elohayo, his Elohim, I Eloheinu, to their faces, to face, Neged Elohim, testifying to Yahweh Eloheinu's might as against the other gods and no gods and Elohim and whatever of the peoples. So right here, opening verse right here, once again, full, including superscription, Lid Dawid of David. Odeka, I will thank the I, male, Bekal Libi, in whole heart or with all the heart. Neged Elohim, before the mighty, the Elohim, the gods. Azamareka, I will chant Isis. Here, the bait verse, right? The bait verse, I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth, for thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. Eshtacheweh illa hekala kadisheka ve'odeh etashimeka al hasedeka ve'al amiteka ki higadalta al kol shimeka imrateka. Here, this verse right here has a couple of parts right here. Here. Firstly, when it says, I will worship, right? I have to do a reasoning on what is worship, to put things in context, right? Why Hebraically, properly, we worship Yahweh and the anointed righteous king, right? But Shachah actually means to bow down, to depress, to bow down. So the word for worship right here, reflexive to depress, right? Notice what it says right here, right? What it says right here. It says, especially reflexively in homage to royalty, to our anointed royalty, or to Elohim. So here, when it says, I will worship, right, literally means I will bow toward thy holy temple. Eshtacheweh. I will bow, I will prostrate. Eshtacheweh. Modern Hebrew does say eshtacheweh. Right? Eshtacheweh il to Heikal, the Heikal. The Heikal is the temple, but the Heikal can also be the palace, the Heikal, toward thy temple palace. Il Heikal Kadisheka, right? Thy holy, Kodesh, Kadisheka, thy holy, right, temple, right? I will bow and prostrate, worship, contextually speaking, right, toward, not worshiping the holy temple, but worshiping toward the holy temple. Here, this is also a quote from Psalm 5. Psalm 5, Hebraically around about the verse 8. Psalm 5, verse 8, verse 7, verse 8. Next, we're going from comma to comma, the verse by verse. And praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. With Odeh, I will praise. With Odeh et Shemeka. With et Odeh Shemeka. I will praise the I-shem, the Hashem. All Hasedeka, all, upon or on. All mean like on. If somebody say on God, on my mother, on my this, on that. What we say Hebraically is at what Dawid is saying here, and the psalmist is saying here, we're Odeh Eta Shemeka, I will praise, I will give thanks, right, to the I male name, Al Hasedeka, on loving kindness, on mercy, we're all Amiteka, and on truth, right here, mercy and truth, these attributes. Chesed, let's bring that out right here, loving kindness in the KJV, chesed, right, kindness, right, there we go, kindness, favor, kindness, mercy, and thy truth, thy emet. I remember emet too. Emet means truth, the sense of faith or firmness, truth, reliability. So here, the combination of these divine attributes, these are all divine attributes when Moshe said, Yahweh caused me to know thee and know thy way. And he revealed the 13 attributes, the midot. So here's two key, right, attributes. Yahweh, he who he be, well, who he be, right? He be the Elohim of mercy, of loving kindness, of chesed. He be the Elohim of emet, of truth. So the combination of these divine midot or attributes is common. This is very common in the Psalms and the Hebrew Psalms. For example, Psalm 25, verse 10, Psalm 57, round about verse 4, Psalm 61, round about verse 8. Here, next section after the colon. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. Ki, higdalta, the I has bigged up, caused it to be gadal, big. Kia, higdalta, all call, shemeka, imrateka. Here uses the word imra. Imra is not like dabar. So the beginning was the dabar. Dabar is like word in that sense. Here, imra is like speech. Selective speech. It's like utterance, right? The word, to say like the word of Elohim, right? The imra, referring to Torah, the imra. So right here, what do we have? Thou hast magnified, thou hast bigged up, thou hast made gadal as the verb, gadal, to become, big up. But here, right, we have the hefil sense. The hefil sense is not gadal, but the hefil sense is higdalta. The I male has bigged up, has made gadal, higdalta, made great, magnified, right, has magnified. Where it says, thy word, imrateka, all called shemeka, above all the I Shem, the I male name. Here. The word, some bring this out as his promise, right? His utterance of promise is yea, and amen. And the sense is that Elohim's name, the Hashem, has revealed nature as the perfection of emet, Hebraically truth, and other such like qualities or attributes of he who be, gave us confidence or surety that he would honor his plighted word to us, to I and I. But what he has actually done for us, for I and I, actually exceeds and goes beyond what we anticipated and expected. Therefore, he has bigged up. He's made bigger, greater, right? Ki higdalta, I'll call shemeka imrateka. Here. The Gimel verse, the third verse right here. Today's daily psalm, Mizmor Kof Lamed Chet, here KJV wise. In the day when I cried, thou answered me, strengthenest me, strength in my soul. The italicized words are not there, Hebraically speaking, but here. Biyom karati, biyom in the day karati, that I kara the I call upon the I even by name. Biyom karati wa ta'aneni, wa and ta'aneni, you have Ana I. You ana I in the Hebrew, ana. You have answered I. Wa ta'aneni. Thou didst encourage me in my soul with strength. Tara hibeni binafshi oz. Tara hibeni binafshi oz. Binafshi oz. Interesting right here. Okay, yeah. Rahab, the Oz. Rahab, they say strengthen, but this right here, notice what it says. It says behave proudly. Rahab, like Rahab. Rahab was a name, metaphorical name for Egypt among the Hebrews. But Rahab also means to urge severely, to urge. Right? It can be to be proud and insolent. But in this sense, when he says, Tara hibeini binafshi, you have done what? It's a sense of urge me, right? Urge me severely, embolden me, right? Captured me, right? In my soul with what? Oz, with Oz, Oz. This nefesh there with strength. Oz. And the Wizard of Oz is strength, is might, right? So, in the day that I called, in the day that I hear the KJV says cried. It's a wrong use. It's not no boo-hoo-hoo. It's to call out, to recite, to read. It's the kara, to proclaim. It's the kara. Also to call by name is the kara, right? So here he says, b'yom, in the day, karati, in the day that I have called, wata aneni, and you answer. And you answer I. This also is from previous Psalm. We have this in Psalm 17. Psalm 17, around about the 5th, 6th verse. KJV says strengthen this. Hebraically, more better, this encourage me, or even more better right here from the Rahab root. And here's the word for one's interested. This is right here where it says tar hibeini. This make me proud. Remember that Rahab right here is to be proud, behave proudly, right? Or even arrogant in a sense. But the Hebrew root idea is to urge severely, embolden me, right? Have emboldened me, right? Though Yahweh Eloheinu's response to his prayer, to Tefillah, he became conscious of a power. So through Yahweh's response to Tefillah, his prayer, he and I becomes conscious of a power that Oz, that Oz, that Uzi, my strength. He became conscious of a power within him, of that he had been before unaware or unconscious. And this power, this Oz, right, this Oz, right, this Oz inspired him with a proud certainty, emboldened certainty that he must eventually triumph. Tar hibeni bin nafshi Oz. Here. This is the first section, first 3 verses, 1 to 3. Yahweh is thanked for his mercies. Here in the Dalet verse, the 4th verse, this opens the second section of today's daily psalm, Mizmor Kof Lamed Chet. Here, Yahweh will be worshipped by all kings of the earth. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Yahweh, when they hear the words of my mouth. Word, sound, and power. Here, Hebraically. Yodu ka. Yodu. Remember, Yodu is from the Yada sense, to praise. Yodu, they who praise. Yodu ka. Yodu, they are praising ka, the I, male. Yodu ka, Yahweh. They will praise the I, male, or he who be. Call Malkei Aretz. Call all Malkei, the kings of Malkei Aretz. The kings of the earth, the kings of the land, the kings of the ground. Ki Shamu, ki for Shamu, for they hear Imrei Fika, when they hear, for when they heard, even the sense of when they heard, Hebraically, ki yashama'u imre fika, when they heard the words of fika, the eye, mouth. What do we have right here? With the thought of this verse, refer to Psalm 102, around about the 16th verse, right there. When, see the key thing is when. KJV says, when they hear. Ki shama'u, when they hear. They will yodu, they praise Ka. So speaking to Yahuwah, yodu Ka, Yahuwah. They are praising the I, male, Yahuwah. Kol malkei aretz, ki yashama'u, when they hear or when they have heard, right? Imre, the words. Remember in the earlier verse where it talked about you have magnified thy word, imrateka. That's related to the imre, the words of, or the utterances, the selected speeches of, the utterance of fika, of the I, fi, fe, pe, mouth, fika, of the I mouth, the words of thy mouth, imre, fika, the promises, the yea, the utterances, right, the entreaties of what he will do, the promises, right, made to his people, to Amo, how they have been accomplished, how he has fulfilled his plighted word. Here, fifth verse, the hey verse, in this second section right here, picking up the fifth verse, yea, they shall sing in the ways of Yahuwah. For great the glory of Yahuwah. Where Yashiru, where and Yashiru, they will sure, right? They will sing. Yashiru, where Yashiru, they will sing. Be darke, in the darke in the ways, the derek, it means way. Derek, a road, a way. Darke, the ways of Yahuwah. Where Yashiru abidarke Yahuwah. Ki gadol, for great. Ki for gadol, bigger, for great. Ki gadola kavod Yahuwah. Ki gadol kavod Yahuwah. Ki gadol kavod Yahuwah. For great is the kavod of Yahuwah, the kavod Yahuwah, the kavod Yahuwah. The ways. What does it mean by darke? The darke Yahuwah. What are the dereks? The dereks. Who are the dereks? What's the dereks of Yahuwah? The dereks of Yahuwah, Hebraically, bidarke Yahuwah, refers to his dealings with men and people. Here referred to Psalm 103, round about the 6th, 7th verse. The glory of Jehovah, for great, ki gadol, kavod Yahuwah, for great is the kavod Yahuwah, the manifestation of his redemptive might, the kavod Yahuwah, on behalf of the Beit Yisrael, the Beit Israel. Use of the termination. This phraseology right here is use of the termination of the captivity. Hebraically speaking, this key terminology is used, right, of the termination of the captivity. Where do we find this? In Yeshayahu, Isaiah the prophet, Isaiah chapter 40, verse 5, and Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. This is a key note right here, right? This terminology, this is used. The glory of Yahuwah is the return of the captivity. This shows his glory. Here, the wow, the vav, or the wow, in ancient pointing, vav, modern pointing, more modern pronunciations. Right here it says, though Yahuwah high, yet hath he respect to the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. Ki ram, the dansa ram. What does ram mean? Ram come from room. Room is the verb, right? Ram right? For high, for high, raised up, exalted, bring it down to right there. See high? This is the root word. To be high, to be raised up. Key for ram, for high, like lifted up, right? Ki ram Yahweh, with shafal yireh, with shafal yireh, with shafal yireh. This part right here, to bring out the verse for those, what just happened right there. Okay, it went to the other page. Give me one moment right here. Find where we at, our place. Okay, here we go. Here we go right here. This right here. Ki Ram, for high. Ki Ram, Yahweh Ram. Ki Ram, high. Yahweh. With Shafal Yireh. With Shafal Yireh. Yet he regardeth, right? Yet he looks upon, right? Yet he looks upon the Shafal, right? Shafal. Let's bring this out right here, right? Here we have Ra'ah in Yireh, 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 Yireh. He regardeth, or literally he seeth, to see, right? To Re'ah, 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 to see, right? So here it says that he looks upon the Shafal, Shafal, the low, the humble, the Shafal, right? Low in height. So it's saying like, while Yahweh Ram, he is high, he's exalted, he's raised up, right? He seeth low. Though he sitteth on high, he looketh down low. This is the sense of it. So here's the Shafal sense. Those who are depressed or down pressed. Kiram, Yahweh with Shafal, Yireh, with Gaboah, Mia Merchak, Ye Yeda, Ye Yeda, Ye Yeda. But the haughty with Gaboah, the Gaboah, the proud, here, the Gaboah, the Gaboha, Gaboha, Gaboah, Gaboah. The Gaboah are the high, the exalted. So we can see clearly there's some nuances, right, to words that may be similarly translated, but there's a nuance of it. Strong's bringing it out right here. The Gaboah is like the elevated, the elated, right, the powerful, the arrogant, from the root word Gabah. Gabah is like to be exalted, to be lofty, right? Be lofty. So look at this right here. It says the loftiness of Yahweh's ways is the good sense. But then the same word with the arrogant or the bad sense is that arrogance, right? That arrogance, that haughtiness right here, that naughtiness, the sword, to be haughty. Like we said, to big up themselves, to big up them dirty self. We Gaboah, mi merchak, mi merchak. But the proud, right, or the haughty, he knoweth mi merchak. Merchak. What is merchak? Merchak from rachok, rachak. Rachak is like far, ruk in them hard, but merchak is like a distant place, from far off, from remoteness, merchak. So here in the Hebrew, we're Gaboah, but the proud, the puffed up, the haughty, me from merchak, me merchak, from far, ye yeda, ye yeda, ye yeda, ye yeda. He has yada, 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 yada. Right? This is yada, yada, to know. So it says that he knoweth the far, knows the proud from far. But it's interesting because the merchak, as you saw right there, it's usually used with like a far off, like a far country, right? A far country. Yahweh be high. So the more better, he be high. He be high, right? Kiram Yahweh. The thought is forcibly expounded even further in Psalm 113, around about the 4th to 5th verse, right? He be high, yet to the Shafal, Yireh, right? He looketh, he seeth up high, but looks down low, looks on those who are in humble conditions and situations. But he knoweth, on the other hand, he knoweth from afar, the Gaboah. He knoweth from afar. Mi merchaka ye yadea. Ye ye yeda, slicha, ye yeda, mi merchaka ye yeda. Right? Here, Elohim's dwelling in the Shemayim. Abinu Sheba Shemayim, our Father who art in the heaven. Though his dwelling is in the heights, this does not give immunity to the haughty, to the Gaboah, by reasons of the distance from him of their sphere of malevolent activity. Because some say, well, this is earth. God is way up there in heaven, but this is down here on earth. But he sees, and in his due time, he interpositioned himself, for his. Here, the final part of today's daily psalm right here. Thanksgiving to Yahweh, to Jehovah. Here, the last two verses 7 and 8. The theme of these two verses, Yahweh, Jehovah will fulfill his purposes. His purposes. It's interesting that word based on the Imra in today's psalm right here, not the word dabar, another word often translated as word. It refers to the speech, his utterance, his speech, as well as his promises, his yea, and his amen, amen. And here in this closing section, Yahweh will fulfill his purposes, his yea, amen, amen. Even if it seems to men and people to be taking too long, or they expected it at a different time. Here, the Zayin, Hebraically the seventh letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Zayin, right? Here, though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou will revive me. Revive I. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. Thy right hand shall save I. Im eleka bik rebas ara te chayeni. Te chayeni. You will cause I to be high, give I life. Some would translate this as quickenest me. Cause me to live. Thou cause me to live. Te chayeni. KJV says, thou will revive me. You revive me. You quicken me. You cause me to lively up. You cause me to chaya, to live. Te chaye ani. Ani is I. Te chaye ni. Imelek, though I walk big Arab, in the midst, Sarah, of trouble, of anxiety, of tight, cramped, difficult situation. Te chaye ni. You will revive me, cause me to live. Al af, oibai, al af, al af. Oh wow, the af. Okay, the af against the af. The af right here. Af. Af is an interesting word. We touched on this before, but touch on it again right here. Af literally directly refers to the nose, the nostril. And since the nose and nostrils are on the face. The secondary of this is anger, af. What does this come from? Af. Properly, it's the nose, the nostril is the af, right? Or the up in some pointing. Hence the face. Occasionally, it can mean a person. But here's a sense in today's daily psalm, right? From the rapid breathing and passion, ire, right? Anger. So rapid breathing is like you notice yourself or others when ones are getting angry. What happens when a person gets angry, right? Or even scared, right? Or various strong emotions come on one. Their breathing changes. How often have one said to somebody getting angry, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. So it shows a deep kind of psychological understanding and expression, even in linguistics and word right here. But here, what it's saying is all on or against, all off, against the heated breath, right? The wrath, so to speak. All off, or by my enemies, wrath of my haters, right? Tishlach, yadeka, tishlach. The I will send, the I will shalach, right? The I will send forth, shalach, right, means to send. Here, the I male tishlach, will send Yadeka, will send thy Yadeka, the other hand. There we go, Yad, thy Yad. Notice that it says hand over here, right? You see hand over here? It says Yad, right? The H3027. And then it says right hand over here, the H3225, and that's the Yamin. Yamin, Ben Yamin, Benjamin, Ben Yamin, Yemen, on the right hand, as it were, of Africa. Okay. So anyway, right here, last part of the verse right here. Thou stretchest forth thy hands against the wrath of my enemies, and thy right hand doth save me. With to sha'ini, right? With to sha'ini, yemineka, the eyes, yamin, yemineka, the eye right hand, she saves me. She saves me. Yasha, she yasha me. So Yahweh, thy right hand, she saves me. Now, some people will maybe have a problem with that, but you see right there the part of speech that the yamin is feminine, right? So thy right hand, directly, right? Thy right hand, she saves me, right? Here. What do we have right here? Verse 7. Though I walk, im is more like, im is like if, actually, in Hebrew. Im elek, if I walk. If I walk in the midst of trouble, or more better, if I walk in the midst of tsara, right, narrowness. You see, tsara, narrowness, straits, distress, trouble, anxiety, tsara, tightness, trouble, right? Here. If I walk in the midst of narrowness, difficulty, hemmed in, when you feel hemmed in by dangers, trials, tribulation. Here, im elek, if I walk b'kereb, in the kereb, sarah, b'kereb, sarah, tichayeni, you will revive me. Thou quickenest me. Thou revive me. Thou keepest me alive, some say. We read in this, thou givest me life. So the idea of resurrection is even, we'll say, a Hebrew, Yehudi idea, a Brit, Yeshana, idea, Old Testament idea. Thou givest me life. Thou keepest me alive by giving me life. Any plot to bring about my destruction, therefore, will fail. Why? Because thou stretchest forth thy hand against the wrath of my haters. Al afa oibaya tishlach yadeka. Thou stretchest forth thy yad, right? Thy yad. So in a sense, the yad could be the right or the left, but specifically it'll be more like the left, and then he mentions the right hand. So like Yahuwah gives them a left and a right, right? To turn aside, why stretch forth thy hand? To turn aside the weapons used in their wrath against me by my enemies. So when he says al af oibai, tishlach yadeka, you stretch forth your hand. When Yahweh stretched forth his hand, he turned aside the weapons, killed, cramped, paralyzed every evil conception and weak heart conception, wiping it out of creation that's used in the enemy's wrath against I and I. Thy right hand, more on this connection can be found in Psalm 17, roundabout verse 7, verse 6, verse 7. With Toshaini, right? And she saves Ani. Why? With Toshiani, with Toshiani, and she saves me, Yamineka, the eye, right hand. Here, the 8th verse, the Chet verse right here, for Mizmor Kof Lamed Chet, Psalm 138, to complete today's daily psalm. Yahuwah fulfills his purposes. Yahuwah will perfect concerning me. Thy mercy, O Yahuwah, forever, till time indefinite. Forsake not the works of thine own hands. Here. Yahuwah yigmor ba'adi. Yahuwah will accomplish, yigmor, that which concerns me, will perfect, gamar, he will gamar, yigmor, he will do it, Yahuwah yigmor, ba amadi, right? Ba amadi, he will bring to an end, perfect, you see right here, perfect, perform, to end something in the sense of completing. To complete it on one hand, but if he yigmor on the next hand, he can actually cause it to fail. But it means to bring it to the end, whether it's completion or failure. But here, based on the spirit of today's daily psalm, Yahuwah yigmor ba'adi, he will perfect, right, accomplish, more better, accomplish that which concerns me, ba'adi, adi, ba'adi. Yahuwah hasadeka le'olam, he who he be's chesed, his mercy, as it, from the beginning, chesed, his loving kindness, chesed, Yahuwah chasedeka, Jehovah, the eyes, mercy, le'olam, endureth forever, or is to time indefinite. Forsake not the work of thine own hands. Masei yadeka, Masei, the doings of, the works of, the Maaseh, right? Masei yadeka al teref, right? Teref, right? Teref here is from Rafa. Rafa is like to sink, to relax, to sink down, to dishearten. So we say al, don't, al teref, al teref. Don't cause to sink, don't cause to drop, right? Don't abandon, the sense right there, to abandon. Don't forsake, don't let alone, don't relax, don't abandon, don't slacken. There we go. Don't slacken. Slack not on the works of thine own hands. Ma'aseh yadeka al teref. Al teref. What do we have here? Accomplish. As we have in Psalm 57, round about the third verse on accomplish or perfect, yigmor from gamar, the implied object being his purposes. The literal meaning of the verb is to complete, the sense of to carry out to the full, to carry out, to perfect, to complete, carry out to the full. Yahuwah yigmor ba'adi. Thy mercy, chasedeka Yahuwah, O Jehovah, le'olam, is forever to time indefinite. Upon this emet, this truth, he and I, ani wa ani va ani, bases his and I assurance for the present and forward to the future, ad infinitum, as they say. Forsake not, slacken not, al teref, withdraw not, don't withdraw thine activity until the task ordained by thee as affecting the Beit Yisrael, the Beta Israel, are finally completed. Yes, I, Rastafari, here. Today's daily, right? Today's daily psalm, according to the royal order of Ethiopian Hebrews, that's the order of Malachias Sedek. Thanksgiving. Order, Toda Rabba, La Yahuwah. Enough thanks to Jehovah. Here, dubwise.
Psalm 138.
Mizmor Kuf Lametchet LeDavid.
I will praise thee with my whole heart.
Odecha bechol libi.
Before the gods will I sing praise unto thee.
Neged Elohim azammereka.
I will worship toward thy holy temple.
Eshtachave lechal kodshecha.
And praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth.
Ve'odeh et shemecha
על חסדך ועל עמיתך, 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 עמיתך.
For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name, 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 above all thy name.
כי הגדלת על כל שמך, אמרתך, 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 אמרתך.
In the day when I cried, thou answeredst me, and strengthenedst me with strength in my soul. All the kings of the earth shall praise thee, O Lord, when they hear the words of thy mouth. Yea, they shall sing in the ways of the Lord, for great is the glory of the Lord. Though the Lord be high, yet hath he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. Though I walk in the midst of trouble, thou wilt revive me. Thou shalt stretch forth thine hand against the wrath of mine enemies, and thy right hand shall save me. The Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Thy mercy, O Lord, endureth forever. Forsake not the works of thine own hands, 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 of thine own hands.
מזמור קל"ח לדוד. עודך בכל ליבי, נגד אלוהים אזמרך, אשתחווה לך על קודשך, ואודה את שמך, על חסדך ועל עמיתך, כי הגדלת על כל שמך, אמרתך. ביום קראתי ותענני, תרהיבני ונפשי עוז. יודוך אדוני כל מלכי ארץ, כי שמעו אמרתיך, וישירו בדרכי אדוני, כי גדול כבוד אדוני. כי רם אדוני ושפל יראה, וגבוה ממרחק ידע. כי אלך בקרב צרה תחייני, על אף אויבי תשלח ידיך, ותושיעני ימינך. אדוני יגמור בעדי, אדוני חסדך לעולם, מעשה ידיך על טרף.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Shabbat Shalom, send that salam. It is double portion right here, here, right here.
Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. A song,
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Yes, yes, yes. So here for the outro right here. Shalom Chaverim. Associates, friends, Shalom Chaverim. Shua Shalom. Have a restful, refreshing Sabbath day. Be blessed and highly favored in the King of Kings way. Shua Shalom. Yes, I. Right here.
Shalom.
sing. Peace, I come again.
Peace around the world. Love and happiness. Yeah. Yeah, man. Try it on. Love with the heart. Rastafari. Yeah. Shalom, shalom, shalom. May it come, shalom, shalom. Shalom.